Hello everyone, welcome back to Fightcast channel. Friends, before starting to watch this video, I would like to ask you to subscribe to my channel. I really want to get 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel. It's so close. Thanks for supporting me, guys. Swedish heavyweight Otto Wallin believes that Finn Robert Helenius is quite capable of giving a decent fight to the former unification champion Briton Anthony Joshua. This fight is a good opportunity for Robert. He is able to come with a short notice and give Joshua a good fight. Helenius is definitely not a bad fighter. He has pretty good boxing skills. I would say that if he takes a good hit, he will hurt Joshua. Robert is definitely a puncher, so anything can happen. Of course, this is easier said than done. There is no doubt that AJ is a big favorite, but when two heavyweights fight, anything can happen, Wallin said. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua reacted to the change of opponent due to Dillian White's positive doping test on the eve of their rematch. I've always been told to expect the unexpected, and Saturday night will be just that. The fight with Robert Helenius is not the fight I was waiting for. I'm sure those who come to the O2 Arena or watch the fight on TV feel the same way. I fully expected that I would enter the ring where Dillian White would be waiting for me, but this will not happen. This is boxing, everything changes here. I'm not here to talk about the right and wrong aspects of his positive doping test. I can only say that I was looking forward to meeting him. Dillian and I have already fought, and he talked a lot about me after my last fight. I was ready to settle a couple of points, but this is boxing, and instead of White, a completely different opponent is waiting for me in the person of Robert Helenius, Joshua said. Former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua told why he took the fight against Robert Helenius after his fight against Dillian White failed because of the positive doping test of the latter. I looked at the undercard and realized how important it is for these fighters to get into the ring. I know how hard the guys from Matchroom work, not just Eddie Hearn but the whole team. I didn't want to disappoint anyone, my coach doesn't. Therefore, for me, it is a kind of responsibility. Late replacements are not ideal, but this has happened for the third time. We had it with Kubrat Pulev and Carlos Takam, Jarrell Miller and Andy Ruiz. When you have a long career, you face such obstacles. I just need to get used to it. This is another pebble in my shoe on the way to the top of the mountain, Joshua said. Eddie Hearn commented on the words of Derek Chisora, who allegedly knew that Dillian White would fail a doping test before a rematch with his fighter. I think Chisora said that he had a feeling that Dillian White would fail a doping test. Derek says strange things. Of course, this time his words turned out to be true. But when the test results came in, there were no calls, no advance information or warnings. The results came by email, followed by a call from WADA. That's when we found out about the situation. I was informed on Saturday morning. I was just about to go get a bit to eat, Hearn said. Hearn believed that a rematch between his word and Dillian White will never take place. According to the promoter, it will take too long before White can clear his name after failing doping test. Yes, I really think so. I don't know what Dillian is going to do or how he will act in this situation, but he has a very long way to go. We have been in the process with Conor Ben for over a year now. Only now he will be reinstated in the WBC rankings. His disqualification has been lifted. It took us 12 or 13 months to do this. Now imagine that Dillian will have to go through a similar path, but here you need to take into account his age. It is also necessary to understand that everything can go a completely different way. All we can do in this situation is to wish White all the best, Hearn said. Former world champion in the first heavyweight Tony Bellew spoke about the situation around Dillian White, who had a positive doping test on the eve of a rematch with Anthony Joshua. If he failed the steroid test, then he should be disqualified for life. I will be shocked if it was steroids, but if it is, then the punishment should be the same for everyone. Anyone who has tested for steroids should just be thrown out of boxing forever. Believe me, as soon as they suspend one for life, it will stop. But you have to prove without a doubt that they were taking steroids, as it was with Jarrell Miller. An ideal example when you need to be disqualified for life. If a large amount of steroids is found in somebody's body and there is no doubt about it, then disqualify them for life. Period. Road value. American heavyweight Jermaine Franklin believes that Dillian White could have doped before their fight, as well as before their rematch with Anthony Joshua. He probably used doping when we were fighting. I heard that this was not the first time this happened to him, so I found out that he could also take dope when we fought. However, I didn't feel anything suspicious then. This should not be allowed. People need to be disqualified for life. I understand that if you take doping that is not on the prohibited list, then you can get a temporary suspension. But if you use steroids and you have been caught more than once, then your ass should be kicked out from boxing. You are a threat to people's health, Franklin said. Former United Heavyweight World Champion Anthony Joshua received a new opponent instead of Dillian White, who failed the doping test. On August 12, the British boxer will fight with the Finnish veteran Robert Helenius, who agreed to fight with him on very short notice. 39-year-old Helenius had his last fight literally on August 5, when he strangled compatriot Mika Milanian in the third round. In this fight, he closed out a first-round knockout defeat by Deontay Wilder last October. Interestingly, Helenius was not mentioned at all in Joshua's list of potential rivals. Derek Chisora was called the main candidate for the fight with AJ, but the Briton, as planned, will fight in the undercard with Gerald Washington. Star British heavyweight Anthony Joshua and Finnish veteran Robert Helenius spoke about their upcoming fight. Anthony Joshua: this was not part of our plans. I respect Helenius. I can say that I respect all the men and women who enter the ring. I am extremely focused on winning. I can take a step towards a bigger and more important fight, but there is a checkpoint on my map that I will pass on Saturday evening. May the strongest win. Robert Helenius: I'm excited about the fight with Anthony Joshua on August 12th. I'm a real Viking and I'm ready to accept any challenge without a second notice. I couldn't miss this opportunity. I plan to make the most of it. Eddie Hearn, the promoter of former world heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua, commented on the upcoming fight of his boxer against Robert Helenius. We are filming this fight with pay-per-view. The financial difference for Joshua in this fight will be staggering, but he wants to fight. As for our non-pay-per-view card, I think this is one of the strongest boxing nights we have ever hosted. I wasn't sure if Joshua would want to fight, but it turned out that he was eager to fight. He had one of the best training camps of his career. He worked very well with Derek James, sparring was incredible. Joshua just asked, "Who can I fight?" He told. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like this video, please subscribe to my YouTube channel.